let's get to killing you, Mr. Harold. It's Harold, right? Harry? Henry. Maybe. Do I need to talk to you?
It's very nice to meet you, outsider. I'm Branch Tender Linden.
So, how'd you end up here?
I was found dying in the wastes not far from here by a trader caravan. They knew about this place and brought me to Bloomseer Poplar. She nursed me back to health, and I've stayed ever since.
Dying? How awful. What happened to you?
I was a Brotherhood of Steel outcast. We had a deep patrol out here looking for some tech, and they got jumped by some Deathclaws. They shredded everyone else and left me bleeding to death. If it wasn't for Oasis and Bloomseer Poplar, I'd be dead right now. Honestly, I've never seen anything like this place. It's beautiful. It's a shame only a few people will ever get to see it.
Any information you could give me on the caves below Oasis would be helpful.
Oasis is located near what used to be an old mining town before the bombs fell. When the attack started about 200 years ago, many people took shelter in the natural caves that dotted the area. The old gate that stands at the mouth of Oasis Cave is the last piece of architecture from those days.
When the attacks started... So the war that killed the planet, the Great War, I think it's called in the canon, lasted 2 hours. It's natural that a lot of people in the game world wouldn't know that it lasted 2 hours because it's been 200 years. It's natural that they wouldn't even know there was a war, but that's not how the setting. Actually, no. Yeah, that's not how Bethesda sees the setting a whole lot. People are really much more obsessed with the Great War in Fallout 3 and later than they were in Fallout 1 and 2. Not that they wouldn't know about the Great War in Fallout 1 and 2, and they do, but it's just they don't talk about it because, people don't talk about history like that. It's just, obviously, it's a game made for people who didn't go through a Great War. Us, we didn't go through a Great War like this. So, yeah, tell me about your god. And I do air quotes and like mime a little and do a little jig.
Well, I'm not so sure the Great One is a god. I mean, I don't believe in that sort of thing. However, I am beginning to realize he's special. Something greater than any of the creatures in the wasteland.
So a god. You don't believe in that sort of thing, but you believe in that sort of thing. Okay. So what did you have to do to become a tree minder?
I sort of fell into it, I guess. I woke up here and I just stayed. After a while, I became one of them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I have to go now.
Goodbye, outsider.
Forever. So dramatic. So I do not need to talk to him. But I also do not need to go out there. It's this one. I had the wrong thing set. I had the wrong quest. And I didn't realize that. I do think I should talk to Tree Father French. Hello?
And I'm telling you, you've got it all wrong. Why else would he have called for an outsider's assistance?
The outsider is here to deliver us from our enemies, to keep this place safely locked away from the wasteland, not to exploit us.
How can we preach about peace when all you want to do is keep his gift all to ourselves? That's not what he would want.
If we allow the spread of this miracle to continue, we're putting him in jeopardy. I can't allow that. I won't allow it.
Once again, my husband, we are at an impasse. I suggest we speak to the outsider.
Agreed. Why else would the outsider have been allowed into the grove? Perhaps it's a test. Yes, that must be it. I know why you're here, and despite what my wife thinks, I know you'll do what's best for Oasis. After all, he chose you, and he would never want to put us in harm's way.
I'm afraid... Well... He's not a god, Birch. His name is Harold, so he can't be a god, because heralds can't be gods.
Oh, he's testing you now, just like he tested us. He wants to see if your faith is strong by spinning these incredible stories. Who else but a god could produce all of this? Don't worry. You'll soon see things as I do.
Are you aware that Harold wants to die?
Yes, I've been pondering that riddle myself for some time now, and I think I know what he's trying to tell us. The Great One's influence is growing, and soon it will break free of the confines of this secluded vale. We can't allow Oasis to call attention to itself like that. It would be the end of him.
Killing him... well... killing him would definitely stop his influence from spreading.
You misinterpret his words, my friend. He wants you to extinguish that which seeks to make him vulnerable. If the same sap that you drank to purify yourself could be applied to his heart, it should stop the spread. I can promise you no harm would come to him. That's all I ask of you, outsider. Nothing more, nothing less.
I love Birch, but sometimes I think he doesn't see the big picture. The spreading of his influence is not a curse. It's a great miracle, a benefit meant for the entire wasteland.
Doesn't anybody care what your god thinks?
Of course we do. He yearns to share his miracles with the whole world, to give the gift of life back to the dead wasteland. It's upsetting him to no end, but Birch can't see the pain it's causing. But now that you're here, I have a feeling the winds are about to change.
I see where this is going.
I heard what my husband wanted you to do. What I propose is an alternative. The same person that created the sap also created this liniment. If you can reach his heart, it will assist in making his influence increase. Instead of centuries, the wasteland will become green in mere decades. Just imagine how glorious that would be.
It would be glorious, wouldn't it? Hey.
Branch Tender Cypress at your service. Welcome to our little home.
What's your opinion of Tree Father Birch and Leaf Mother Laurel?
I wish they wouldn't argue so much. It makes everyone uncomfortable.
May I have the key to the caves?
Sure. Here you go. Good luck to you.
Good luck? What do you mean, good luck? So how did you end up here?
I was an outsider like yourself, wandering the world aimlessly, wasting my life trying to seek my fortune. When my eyes beheld the splendor of Oasis, I knew I'd found a holy place. Tree Father Birch allowed me to stay, and I've been here ever since.
Trying to seek my fortune, he says. Was he just earning his money? Is that what he means by trying to seek my fortune? Because it sounds like he found his fortune, you know, in this place. If he's being, you know, figurative in his words. But if he's being literal, then why is he saying it like that? What did you have to do to become a tree minder?
Actually, you already did some of it. I had to do the ceremony and meet with the Great One. Then Tree Father Birch taught me everything I needed to know about Oasis and how it has to remain a secret. That's why I'm so worried. I just think letting this place spread into the wasteland would be an unwise decision.
What if all the tree minders don't agree with you? Or, in other words, what if some tree minders agree with you? Or, no, wait, there's many... What if some tree minders... What am I trying to ask here? No. What? It is weird. Is it not all tree minders agree with you? Yeah, I think that's what that sentence is. Just in a way that I'm not used to seeing it. I think it makes better sense in my head if I say it like that. What if not all tree minders agree with you?
That would worry me. I was out there once, like you. I wandered the wasteland for many years. All I saw was poverty, famine, sickness, hate, and death everywhere I turned. But this place isn't anything like that. We can't allow that kind of evil inside Oasis. We just can't.
Yeah, well, Well, poverty... Sickness, maybe not so much, but poverty is definitely here. And hate... I mean, your attitude to outsiders is kind of weird. But sure, I suppose it might be in self-defense, so... I have to go.
Farewell, outsider.
Oh, you're just gonna stop guarding the place. Alright, maybe I want to talk to people.
There's nowhere like this left in the world anymore. Eh, outsider? Yes, what can I do for you on this beautiful day?
What's your opinion of Tree Father Birch and Leaf Mother Laurel?
I think this place would be lost if it weren't for them. There's no telling what fate may have befallen the Great One if someone like the godless raiders had gotten here first.
Okay, tell me about your god.
He is the Great One, the Tree Father of Tree Fathers. There is no greater being in the world than he. I've dedicated my life to protecting this place from the outside world, and I will never fail in that duty.
How did you end up here?
I was brought here by his will. I heard his calling, and I followed. I believe only a few are worthy enough to find this place, and I'm honored to be among them. That's why I dread the day Oasis overgrows its boundaries.
Nah, don't worry. Oasis is off the beaten path anyway.
I suppose so, but you found it. How many others will stumble across Oasis? Will they be friendly? I'm worried, outsider. I'm truly worried.
What did you have to do to become a tree minder?
I had to accept the ideals of Tree Father Birch and cast away my dependence on technology.
She says, as technology is not all around her, but because, there's trees and all that, but I have to go now.
I trust we'll speak again, outsider.
But there's the clothes, there's that thing over there, there's the rifle, the boots. It's, yeah.
You're a guest among us, and quite welcome, outsider.
The rifle is okay. I really do like that they mention...
Welcome, outsider.
Yes, I really do like that they mention the, if we have to sacrifice our ideals a little bit to defend ourselves, then we'll do it. That is really cool.
Oh, this place is wonderful, isn't it?
What are you eating?
You have questions for me, outsider?
Yes, any information you could give me on the caves below would be helpful.
If the Great One knows you to be worthy of his grace, he will allow you to pass through to his heart.
I have some questions about the task you gave me.
Certainly. Please ask them.
Why don't you just travel to Harold's Heart on your own?
The Great One has not yet allowed us entry below ground. We were uncertain as to why until you arrived.
I don't know why, and I can't ask you why. Where did the liniment come from?
The liniment was made by Bloomseer Poplar. Her knowledge of his gifts and how they can be used to help us is nothing short of astounding.
And where's the entrance to the caves?
The entrance to the caves is to the southwest of the pavilion.
Okay, I'd like to ask you something else.
Yes?
May I ask about the tree minders?
Please, go right ahead.
How did the tree minders begin?
I'm afraid I can take none of the credit for my husband's creation. I arrived perhaps a year after him, well after he established the tree minders.
How do the tree minders normally handle other outsiders?
Without his blessing, we would not allow an outsider inside this veil.
So you killed them. She's not telling it. She's not telling me how she handles them. Anyway, how... could I become a tree minder?
Although we would welcome you with open arms, you are obviously drawn here to help us. What remains to be seen is what that help turns out to be.
Yeah.
Yes?
I'll see you later.
Farewell, outsider.
I do farewell.
Yes, outsider, what is it?
Any information you could give me on the caves?
Just like a cancer would infest our bodies, the caves below us are infested with vermin. You'd do well to be cautious down there. We've lost a few tree minders in the past.
Oh, you're the first one to tell me any of this. I have some questions about the task you gave me.
By all means, ask away.
Why don't you just go down there and do it yourself?
I would if I was able, but he will not allow us entry. His roots bar the door, and we have yet to earn the right to pass.
Were you aware that Laurel gave me this liniment?
Of course I am. I know everything that goes on in Oasis. Laurel is free to pursue whatever path she chooses. A long time ago, it was agreed that the Tree Father and the Leaf Mother hold equal say. I don't seek to change those customs. I just hope when the time comes, you'll make the right choice.
Apparently, I am seeking the change to change that, because I asked him about the liniment, but I didn't ask her about the sap, I suppose. Where did the sap come from?
Bloomseer Poplar has a unique understanding of the innate power that lay dormant in the plants you see around you. She created the sap with the knowledge she brought to us from the wasteland.
The power that lays dormant, I think. Where is the entrance to the caves?
You'll find the entrance in the southwestern part of Oasis.
Okay.
Go on.
May I ask you about the tree minders?
Of course. We're quite open about everything here.
How did the tree minders begin?
When I first beheld the glory of the Great One, I knew there'd be others who would seek to do him harm. I also knew he would be calling others that he felt were pure of heart to protect him. Right then and there, I created the Tree Minders, the Great One's last line of defense.
How do the tree minders normally handle other outsiders?
If the outsider doesn't have his blessing, we simply deny him entry to our home. If they persist on trying to gain entry, or display any hostile act that could potentially harm the Great One, we take action. If the outsider were a raider or some other nefarious type, we ensure they don't report our location back to their comrades.
You kill them. That's what take action means. Yes, you kill them. How could I become a tree minder?
Becoming a disciple of the Great One takes many years of dedication and the will to cast aside your reliance on technological conveniences. However, I feel you've been sent here for a higher purpose and could be more instrumental in our future than a mere tree minder.
Technological conveniences. Like clothes. Clothes are very convenient. Also, your names. They're quite strange. What do they mean? That's a question that I ask of people.
The first part of our name represents our role in the Tree Minders. The youngest are the saplings, still learning what it means to live in Oasis. The branch tenders are our guardians and keep our home safe. Our healers and soothsayers are known as Bloomseers. Finally, the Tree Father and the Leaf Mother are the creators and the upholders of the Great One's laws.
Okay.
Go on.
If this place has living plants, which it does, right there, and over there, all of them, does that mean the water is safe to drink? This is a bit of a non sequitur. I do apologize for that. But still, is it a non sequitur? What? No. Actually, it isn't a non sequitur, but I don't know what I assume I know what I'm asking, but basically, if I'm drawing the conclusion that since, plants are alive in here, it means the water is safe. But there's other ways to interpret what living plants means. Because I've seen it be used to... I don't know if it was in this game, actually, but I've seen it in other games where living plants is a stand-in for walking plants. And then the question assumes a very different character. If you are asking about how safe the water is, if the plants are walking. But I don't know. Let's find out what I mean by this question.
I'm afraid the water still bears the mark of man's greed. It's his reminder of what we once were. Perhaps one day he will see fit to lift this punishment, but I fear we have yet to command his full respect.
No, the man peed in the water. That's what he means. I have to go.
Have no fear, outsider. I know you'll make a wise decision.
It's by definition, if it's my decision.
Good to see you.
This place is wonderful, isn't it?
It's pretty decent. I probably like it. I am a little bit surprised that I can and should talk to all these people.
This place is wonderful, isn't it?
Everybody's really high off the wonderfulness of the place. But I'm a little bit surprised that I can talk to all these people.
Cast aside your bits of technology and marvel at his miracles, outsider.
Never.
So you're the outsider, huh? You seem nice to me.
I am nice to you. Also, she has rubber gloves. More technology. And, oh, look at the buckles in her overalls. More technology. What's your opinion of Tree Father Birch and Leaf Mother Laurel?
They're the best parents ever.
Mm-hmm. Any information you could give me on the caves below?
My parents told me never to go past the old gate. There are monsters in there.
So tell me about your God. Why am I doing air quotes for God every time?
Oh, you mean Harold? He's really nice. Sometimes when I get really lonely, I go into the grove and talk to him. Sometimes I even curl up all cozy-like and sleep next to his root after I have a bad dream. I tell him what I'm scared of, and he tells me what he's scared of. It makes me feel better knowing I'm not the only one.
Hey, I kind of want to go with the Child at Heart option over here, but I'm gonna go with this one because this one gives me experience. Tell me too, then I won't be scared either.
Aw, I never knew an outsider could be scared of anything. Harold told me that he's scared of fire. If fire ever got on him, it would burn him and Bob until they were all gone. That's why we keep the fires far away from him.
That doesn't sound like something he would say. He asked me to kill him. And he seemed very happy when I told him that I would kill him. This line over here kind of makes me think that he wants me to make him even more powerful by trying to kill him. But I think it's just that line was just written without actually taking into consideration that he wants to kill him. He wants to be killed, I should say. Can you tell me about your God again? No, you're not. So how did you end up here?
I was born here, silly.
You were born silly here. What did you have to do to become a tree minder?
Just get born, I guess. You're funny.
No, you're funny. I have to go.
Goodbye, outsider.
Rubber glove lady. And No, those are not flip-flops. They are made out of... I mean, yes, that is cool. That is cool. Those are shoes made out of... they would be terrible shoes, but still. Made out of tires. Cut up tires. Again, technology. It's... I hate it. I hate it. You can't... It's what technology... This is... At least this is better. This is better than Elex. I've talked about Elex before and how it drives me up the wall. Oh, Bloomseer Poplar. What is this? It's just a very dark hole that doesn't have any light, even the light that I'm shining on it.
You're a guest among us and quite welcome, outsider.
Thank you.
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Bloomseer Poplar, soothsayer and healer of Oasis. It brings me great honor to welcome you.
She, her face reminds me a lot of the... Oh, I forgot her name. But she was like the village leader in Fallout 2. The village of Arroyo. It reminds me a lot of her. But maybe it isn't. I don't know. I would need to compare it online and stuff. When I'm editing this video, I'll see. But anyway, what's your opinion of Tree Father Birch and Leaf Mother Laurel?
Lately, things have gotten a bit worse between them. It sometimes takes months for them to agree on things. I know they love each other greatly, but I'm afraid the strain of leadership is tearing them apart.
Yeah, it's got to be something else. It can't be the strain of leadership, considering everything. Any information on the caves below?
Be wary of the water in the caves. I fear they still carry the sting of radiation from the bombs.
Oh, I thought it was the pee of the man. It's fine. What's causing this place to grow?
In what we call the harvest month, the Great One creates seeds among his branches within seed pods. At the end of this time, the pods open and the seeds are carried quite easily upon the wind. It's quite beautiful. Wherever the seeds take purchase, they grow into trees, plants, grass, or all manner of wonderful things.
So tell me about your God!
He's not my God. He's everyone's God. You, me, everyone. This place isn't meant just for the tree minders. It's for all mankind.
What if there are other... this particular question is weirdly written in the other instance, but here it just has a typo. What if there are other that don't share your opinion?
You'd think they'd realize that this place won't remain a secret forever. The caravans know about it, and you happened upon it. How long before someone comes to take this place by force? No, I say allow Oasis to grow, and that issue becomes moot.
I'm kind of surprised that she didn't say, it's not my opinion, it's a fact. Considering how she acted when I said, you're God! And instead of her taking issue with my pronunciation of God, she took issue about the your. So how did you end up here?
My father was a healer like myself. He had the most curious books I would read about trees and plants and their medicinal properties. Many years later, I heard a rumor about a place such as this. I spent a decade in search of it. I've been in this wonderful place for over 15 years now.
That first line that she said was... Poor voice actress, just having to read these things with typos in them. So what did you do to become a tree minder?
I was the third one to arrive here in Oasis. Tree Father Birch was a bit wary at first, but Leaf Mother Laurel convinced him to let me stay. If she hadn't been around, I doubt Birch would have ever let me stay here. After a while, they taught me their ways, and together we developed the ceremony of purification that you undertook.
Ah, that explains it. Okay, I have to go.
May your spirit rest in his branches.
Okay. Benches and nails, all technology, all of it.